In the vast expanse of our world's oceans and skies, mysteries unfold that defy explanation and challenge our understanding. From the enigmatic vanishing of Flight 19 in the Bermuda Triangle, to the silent disappearance of the USS Cyclops in the Atlantic, history is riddled with tales of the unexplained. Join us as we embark on a journey through time, delving into the heart of aviation and maritime enigmas that have captivated the human imagination for decades. Uncover the theories, the searches, and the enduring mysteries of the unknown. Welcome to the Phantasmal Eternity Channel. First on our list is Flight 19, a squadron of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers that embarked on a routine training mission from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Flight 19 was part of the United States Navy's rigorous training regimen, designed to hone the skills of World War II aviators in bombing accuracy and aerial navigation. The flight's intended path was a 3-legged journey extending over the Bahamas and back to Florida, covering a distance that was well within the fuel range of the Avengers. The weather was reported as favorable, and the sea conditions were typical for the region. However, partway through the mission, a series of distressing radio transmissions were intercepted, revealing that Flight 19 had become hopelessly disoriented. The last communication from the squadron hinted at an impending ditching at sea, after which there was only silence. A massive search operation ensued, yet neither the aircraft nor the 14 men aboard were ever found. Adding to the mystery, a search and rescue aircraft deployed that same evening also disappeared, compounding the tragedy and deepening the mystery. Over the decades, several theories have been proposed to explain the disappearance of Flight 19, ranging from navigational errors to environmental anomalies. The Bermuda Triangle, an area reputed for unexplained maritime and aerial disappearances, often features prominently in discussions about Flight 19's fate. Investigators have scrutinized the possibility of a catastrophic navigational mistake, fueled by Taylor's own reported confusion about his bearings during the flight. Other theories suggest sudden, severe weather changes or mechanical failures as potential culprits. Yet, despite extensive searches and advancements in technology, no definitive evidence has been found to conclusively solve the mystery. Second on our list is the Carol A. Deering, the sea's most perplexing enigmas, a ghost ship tale that has defied explanation for over a century. Launched in 1919, the Carol A. Deering was a cargo schooner tasked with the transport of goods between ports in the United States and abroad. Its final voyage began in the summer of 1920, setting sail from Norfolk, Virginia, to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, with a cargo of coal. The return journey commenced in December and was destined for Newport News, Virginia. However, after passing through the notorious Bermuda Triangle and making a routine stop in Barbados for supplies, the ship and its crew were never seen alive again. The Deering was discovered on January 31, 1921, aground on Diamond Shoals, near Cape Hatteras, with all crew members missing, the lifeboats gone, and the galley prepared for a meal that was never eaten. Theories regarding the fate of the Carol A. Deering and its crew are as varied as they are compelling. Initial investigations considered piracy, mutiny, and even involvement in rum running during the Prohibition era. The proximity of the ship's final location to the Bermuda Triangle has also invited speculation about supernatural explanations or environmental anomalies. Despite a thorough investigation by the U.S. government, involving multiple agencies including the FBI, no conclusive evidence has been uncovered to explain the disappearance of the crew or the circumstances leading to the ship's grounding. Recent theories have suggested everything from Soviet espionage to a simple case of mutiny and desertion, yet none have been proven. Third on our list is the Ellen Austin, an American schooner that encountered an unmanned vessel on its voyage across the Atlantic in the late 19th century, which weaves a captivating mystery at sea. The Ellen Austin, a large American schooner, was on its way from London to New York in 1881 when it stumbled upon a derelict ship drifting in the Sargasso Sea, part of the Bermuda Triangle. The area is infamous for its role in numerous maritime disappearances and anomalies, which have fueled countless theories and legends. According to reports, the found vessel was in good condition, with its sails set but no soul aboard, presenting a ghostly and unnerving sight. The decision was made by the captain of the Ellen Austin to place a prize crew aboard the derelict with the intention of towing it to New York as salvage. Investigations into the Ellen Austin episode have yielded more questions than answers. Theories range from the plausible to the fantastical, including piracy, mutiny, and even supernatural explanations like the cursed waters of the Bermuda Triangle or dimensional portals. Historical records from the era are sparse and often conflicting, making it difficult to ascertain the full details of the incident. The truth, obscured by time and embellishment, remains elusive. Fourth on our list is the Witchcraft, a 23-foot luxury vessel that set out from Miami with 2 men aboard her owner, Dan Burek, and his friend, Father Patrick Horgan. Their destination was a simple jaunt to view the Christmas lights along Miami's shoreline. The Witchcraft was equipped with a variety of safety features that made her disappearance all the more puzzling. Notably, the vessel was touted as virtually unsinkable due to its flotation device built into the hull. On the evening of their disappearance, Burek made a calm distress call to the Coast Guard, reporting that the Witchcraft had hit something but was showing no signs of damage or taking on water. He requested a tow back to shore, providing his location near the Miami buoy marker, a mere 1 mile from the coast. The Coast Guard promptly dispatched a rescue vessel, reaching Witchcraft's last known location within minutes. However, upon arrival, they found no trace of the boat, its occupants, or any debris. The investigation into Witchcraft's disappearance explored multiple theories but found little to explain what had happened. Despite the calm sea conditions that night, some speculated about a sudden and catastrophic natural phenomenon, such as a rogue wave. Others considered the possibility of an accidental collision with a passing ship or submerged object, yet no physical evidence supported this theory. The Bermuda Triangle also emerged as a possible factor, given the area's reputation for mysterious disappearances. Despite a comprehensive search effort that covered over 24,500 square miles of ocean, no sign of Witchcraft or its occupants was ever found. The Coast Guard's investigation ultimately yielded more questions than answers, leaving the fate of Witchcraft and her crew an open question. Fifth on our list is the SS El Faro, a United States-flagged, combination roll-on, roll-off and lift-on, lift-off cargo ship that encapsulates one of the most heart-wrenching maritime disasters of the modern era. On October 1, 2015, amidst an expedition from Jacksonville, Florida, to San Juan, Puerto Rico, the El Faro was ensnared by Hurricane Joaquin, a powerful Category 4 storm. With a lineage stretching back to 1975, the SS El Faro was no stranger to the treacherous waters of the Atlantic. However, her final journey placed her directly in the path of an intensifying hurricane, a scenario fraught with peril even for the most seasoned mariners. As El Faro embarked on her routine cargo run, carrying everything from cars to groceries, the National Hurricane Center was meticulously tracking the development of Hurricane Joaquin. Despite the gathering storm, the ship's management and her captain decided to proceed with the voyage, confident in their ability to navigate around the hurricane's fury. In the aftermath of El Faro's disappearance, the United States Coast Guard and the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, launched a comprehensive investigation to untangle the order of events that led to the tragedy. The inquiry delved into various aspects, including the ship's seaworthiness, the captain's decision-making, the accuracy of weather forecasting, and the adequacy of the ship's safety equipment and procedures. The investigation revealed that the ship's outdated weather information played a critical role in the calamity, leading to a fatal miscalculation of the hurricane's trajectory. Moreover, the inquiry shed light on the ship's structural vulnerabilities, particularly concerning its ability to handle severe flooding, and raised questions about the effectiveness of current maritime safety regulations in the face of extreme weather conditions. As the probe continued, it unearthed a series of systemic issues within the maritime industry, from the reliance on outdated weather data to the pressures of maintaining tight shipping schedules, highlighting a need for significant reforms to enhance the safety of seafarers against the unpredictable wrath of nature. Sixth on our list is the Douglas District of Columbia 3, bearing the registration North Carolina, 16002. It embarked on a routine flight from San Juan, Puerto Rico, to Miami, Florida, but vanished without a trace. The Douglas District of Columbia 3 transformed air travel in the 1930s and 1940s, becoming an iconic symbol of the aviation industry's rapid advancement. Renowned for its reliability, durability, and performance, the District of Columbia 3 served both military and civilian purposes, connecting cities and continents like never before. On that fateful night in December 1948, the North Carolina, 16002 was on a flight path well trodden by commercial airliners, carrying 29 passengers and crew from the warm climes of Puerto Rico to the bustling heart of Miami. Weather conditions were reported to be within operational limits, and the crew, experienced and well-versed in the route, expected a routine flight. However, as the hours ticked by, it became apparent that the aircraft had not arrived as scheduled, triggering one of the most extensive search and rescue operations of the time. The investigation into the disappearance of the Douglas DC-3 North Carolina, 16002 faced significant challenges from the outset. Initial theories ranged from catastrophic mechanical failure to sudden, severe weather phenomena. Investigators meticulously examined the aircraft's maintenance records, crew qualifications, and weather reports, seeking clues that might explain the mystery. One prevailing theory suggested that the aircraft might have encountered an unforeseen meteorological event, leading to disorientation or structural failure. However, no distress calls were received, and other flights in the vicinity reported no unusual weather. Another theory considered the possibility of a navigational error or a failure in the then nascent navigation aids, which could have led the aircraft significantly off course, exhausting its fuel supply over the open sea. Despite an exhaustive search covering thousands of square miles of ocean, no wreckage was ever found, and the fate of the 29 people aboard remains unknown. The investigation eventually concluded without a definitive cause, leaving the disappearance of the District of Columbia 3 as one of aviation's unsolved mysteries. Seventh on our list is the Trilander, known for its distinctive three-engine design and remarkable reliability. It embarked on what was supposed to be a short and uneventful journey, only to vanish without a trace. The Trilander was a popular aircraft for short-haul flights in the Channel Islands. It was appreciated for its durability and ability to operate on short runways. On the day of its disappearance, the Trilander was carrying passengers between two of the islands, a route it had flown countless times without incident. The weather conditions were reported to be fair, and the pilot, experienced in navigating the local airspace, had no reported concerns prior to departure. However, communication with the aircraft ceased shortly after takeoff, and it failed to arrive at its destination. The investigation into the Trilander's disappearance focused on several key areas: mechanical failure, pilot error, and environmental factors. Investigators meticulously examined the aircraft's maintenance records, finding no evidence of mechanical issues that could have led to the incident. The pilot's background and flight logs were also scrutinized, revealing a seasoned aviator with an impeccable safety record. Environmental factors, particularly the unpredictable weather patterns in the Channel Islands, were considered as well. Despite initial reports of fair weather, investigators explored the possibility of a sudden fog or storm that could have disoriented the pilot or reduced visibility. Another angle considered was the potential for mid-air collision with another aircraft or an obstacle, though radar data and eyewitness accounts provided no support for this theory. As the investigation progressed, it became increasingly clear that the disappearance of the Trilander might not be attributable to a single cause but rather a tragic confluence of factors that aligned to create an unsolvable mystery. Despite exhaustive searches and advanced technological efforts, no trace of the aircraft was ever found, leaving the case of the Trilander as one of the most enduring mysteries in the history of aviation in the Channel Islands. Eighth on our list is Flight 441, a military transport mission shrouded in secrecy and tragedy. It embarked on its final journey on October 30, 1954, only to vanish into the annals of aviation mysteries. Flight 441 transported 42 passengers, including naval officers, enlisted men, civilian Navy employees, and family members, across the Atlantic. The aircraft, a super Constellation, was known for its range and reliability, making it a workhorse of post-war military and civilian aviation. The weather reports on the day of the flight indicated typical conditions for transatlantic travel, and the crew was experienced and well-versed in the route, having completed similar missions in the past. However, after departing from Patuxent River, Flight 441's communications ceased, and it failed to arrive at its scheduled stopover in the Azores, leading to an immediate and extensive search operation. The investigation into the disappearance of Flight 441 explored several theories, ranging from mechanical failure and catastrophic weather events to more speculative scenarios involving Cold War tensions and espionage. Investigators considered the possibility of a catastrophic mechanical failure that could have led to a sudden and uncontrollable descent into the Atlantic. The Lockheed Constellation, while robust, had experienced issues in the past that could lead to in-flight emergencies. The Atlantic is notorious for its unpredictable weather, and sudden storms or turbulence could have played a role in the aircraft's fate. However, weather reports at the time of the flight did not indicate conditions severe enough to cause such an incident. Given the era and the nature of the flight, transporting military personnel and potentially sensitive material, some have speculated about espionage or an attack by a foreign power. This theory, while intriguing, lacks concrete evidence and is supported more by the geopolitical climate of the time than by facts related to the flight's disappearance. Despite one of the most significant search and rescue operations at the time, no wreckage or trace of Flight 441 was ever found, leaving its fate a mystery. Ninth on our list is the British South American Airway, BSAA, Star Tiger, a Tudor IV aircraft en route from Santa Maria in the Azores to Bermuda. It was part of a longer journey that had originated in England. The BSAA Star Tiger was engaged in a transatlantic flight, a challenging and hazardous endeavor in the immediate post-World War II era. Aviation technology and navigational aids were still evolving, and long-distance flights over vast expanses of water posed significant risks. The aircraft, crewed by experienced pilots and carrying both civilian passengers and military personnel, departed from Santa Maria on January 30, 1948. It was expected to arrive in Bermuda after an approximately 12-hour flight. However, as the hours passed, the Star Tiger did not communicate and failed to arrive at its destination. An intensive search operation ensued, covering thousands of square miles of ocean, but no trace of the aircraft or its occupants was ever found. The investigation into the disappearance of the Star Tiger considered several possible explanations, ranging from technical failures and human error to more speculative causes. Investigators examined the possibility of a critical malfunction or structural failure that could have led to a sudden catastrophe. The Tudor IV, though a relatively new aircraft, was not without its design and operational issues, raising questions about its suitability for such a demanding flight. Given the challenges of transatlantic navigation at the time, a critical error in plotting the aircraft's course could have led it dangerously off track, potentially exhausting its fuel supply over the open ocean. The Atlantic is notorious for its unpredictable and often severe weather. Investigators explored whether unexpected meteorological conditions could have overwhelmed the aircraft, though reports indicated that weather along the planned route was relatively stable at the time of the flight. The disappearance of the Star Tiger contributed to the lore of the Bermuda Triangle, an area reputed to be the site of numerous unexplained losses of ships and aircraft. While this theory captures the imagination, it lacks a scientific basis and does not provide a tangible explanation for the aircraft's fate. Despite exhaustive efforts to determine what happened to the Star Tiger, no definitive conclusion has been reached. Our 10th and final one on our list is the USS Cyclops. This colossal collier of the United States Navy, tasked with transporting coal essential to fueling the American fleet during World War I, embarked on a routine voyage from Brazil to Baltimore and vanished without a trace into the vastness of the Atlantic Ocean. The USS Cyclops was one of the Navy's largest fuel ships, designed to supply American vessels with coal across the globe. In March 1918, under the command of Lieutenant Commander George W. Worley, the Cyclops set sail from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, carrying a full load of manganese ore in addition to its crew and passengers. The ship made a brief stop in Barbados for supplies, after which it proceeded towards Baltimore, its final destination. It was last seen leaving Barbados on March 4, 1918, and was expected to arrive in Baltimore by March 13. However, the Cyclops never reached its destination, and no sign of the ship or its occupants was ever found, leading to widespread intrigue and investigation. The disappearance of the USS Cyclops has given rise to numerous theories, each attempting to explain the fate of this naval behemoth. One theory suggests that the ship may have suffered a catastrophic structural failure, possibly due to the heavy load of manganese ore. The Cyclops was known to have had engine problems and structural issues prior to its final voyage, which could have been exacerbated by the additional weight. Another theory proposes that severe weather conditions, such as a rogue wave or a sudden storm, could have sunk the ship. The Atlantic Ocean is notorious for its unpredictable weather patterns, capable of overwhelming even the sturdiest vessels. Given the context of World War I, some speculated that the Cyclops might have been sunk by a German U-boat. However, this theory has been largely discounted due to the lack of records of any such engagement and Germany's denial of involvement. The Cyclops disappeared in an area that would later be known as the Bermuda Triangle, a region purportedly linked to numerous unexplained maritime disappearances. While this theory taps into the mystique of the triangle, it lacks concrete evidence and is not widely accepted by historians and scientists. Despite extensive investigations by the Navy and other organizations, no conclusive evidence has ever been found to clarify the disappearance of the USS Cyclops. As we draw the curtain on these tales of mystery and loss, we're reminded of the vastness of our planet and the secrets it still holds. The disappearances of the Witchcraft, the Douglas District of Columbia 3, the Trilonder, and the haunting journey of the BSAA Star Tiger, along with the USS Cyclops, invite us to ponder the unfathomable depths of the sea and the uncharted expanses of the sky. Their stories, suspended between history and legend, continue to intrigue and mystify. But one question remains: what truly happened to these vessels and their souls? Perhaps some mysteries are not meant to be solved, only remembered and wondered at. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Phantasmal Eternity channel. Until we meet again, keep gazing at the horizon and questioning the unknown.